everyone. Hi, good evening from
Good
Toronto
morning,
and
sir.
good morning in Manila in the Philippines. And thank you so much for everyone spend time with us today for our meeting in our information section about British College of Technology and SUN-COR Limited Company. So right now, we're still waiting for other participants to come and join with us. In the meantime, I'm gonna play a video about Toronto to introduce yourself about our city, Toronto, your destination for studying. Okay, I guess when I do my presentation, I may not have time to answer on the question. So everyone, if you have a question, it's very valuable to us. And please write down, type your questions on your and any concerns you may have at the chat session. Thank you so much, everyone. So once again, welcome everyone to Northern College at Peers Toronto Information Workshops. And to introduce myself, I am Brian, and I am representative of Peers College of Technology from Toronto, and I am in charge of recruiting students overseas from Asian and Pacific countries. Also today, go to our information workshops, I may show you about Canada. So most of you may know where Canada is and how Canada looks like and how does Toronto look like, but I want to show you again about your destination of studying. So let's start it. So here, I show everyone the maps of Canada. Canada, we have 10 provinces and 3 territories. And you may know this is the second largest country in the world. Is it big? Right? So many provinces. And we are right here, Ontario. It's also the biggest province. No, sorry, it is second biggest province in Canada after Nunavut and Ontario, and we right here in Toronto. It's on the branch of Ontario Lake, and it's also the biggest lake in the world. And you may know Canada is very famous, and we have 2 national symbols. First is a beaver. This animal is very cute, and you can see it anywhere in Canada. A beaver, and obviously Maple Leafs is very famous as well with Maple Leaf syrup. And we use English and French is our 2 official languages. And this is a Canadian flag. You may see at the middle of our page. And welcome to Toronto. So now enjoy the video, how does Toronto look like? It will go through for you to 10 attractions in Toronto. First, this is CN Tower. And we have so many parks and bike trails for you to enjoy the nature, and it's very beautiful in the summer. Actually, it's at this time of the year. It's the biggest aquarium in Canada. And so many buildings in downtown Toronto. This is City Hall, the new City Hall of City Toronto. You can go on a cruise tour or have a friend. This is Toronto Island. It's another view from Toronto Island to the whole city of Toronto. And very, very famous game, baseball in Canada, in Toronto. So it's a must-see attraction if you go to Toronto. So everyone, please enjoy the video when we're waiting for more participants to come with us. This Assembly of Ontario is a museum. AGO is also very famous gallery of Ontario on Dundas Street. There are streetcars. We have so many transportation vehicles in Ontario: streetcars, subway, and trains, and buses. It's a Toronto Eaton Center. It's a suburban mall in downtown Toronto. Okay, thank you so much. Now I believe everyone have an overview how Canada and how Toronto looks like, right? It's great, it's amazing, it's dynamic and multicultural, and it's welcome everyone from every corner of the world. So come back to here. I'm gonna show you how we commute from this location to that location in Toronto. We have a very reliable transportation system, and I'm gonna show you right here. Is the subway, and we have two lines of subway from north to south of Toronto and from west to east of Toronto. And I will show you where our school is located. It's right here, Pierce College of Technology at 1450 Midland Avenue. It's right here, very close to Lawrence East Station on the subway system. So that's very easy for you, convenient location for you to commute between where you live, where you work, and where you study. Right, we have a subway system and streetcars and buses and trains, but you just buy a Presto card, and with this card you can top up your money, and even you can, if you were a student, you would buy a major pass, a monthly pass, and then you can use it unlimitedly at any transportation vehicles. And when you transfer from this transportation vehicle to another one, you have 2 hours with your ticket. Is it great? And right now I'll show you why. So we may ask ourselves a question: why we choose Toronto? why we choose Toronto for studying? At first, we may answer the question, why we choose Canada for studying? Because Canada is a really nice country, a welcome country with multicultural. And here in Canada, in Toronto, no racism and no discrimination is allowed. So which means everyone is the same. That's why we have about Toronto, that's the largest city of Canada. Toronto estimated we have 3 million people living and working here, including immigrants from other countries. And about the GTA area, estimated we have 7 million people, around 6.8 million people from last year's statistic. So you can see it's a huge metropolitan area. It's a huge population and it's open opportunities. So we can talk about that later on.
Yeah, Brian, just to cut you off with that. So
Mm-hmm.
in the Philippines, we can say like Toronto is Manila and
Oh,
GTA is Metro Manila. That's like
oh,
the whole Metro Manila.
okay. So that's a great um combine. No, that's a great comparison, right? Everyone can understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, how
Okay.
Toronto is. Yeah, you can compare Toronto with your Manila, the
Mhm.
capital of the Philippines. Yeah, but
Okay.
I think Manila they have more population than Toronto, right?
We have more white.
Yeah, Toronto we just have 3 million people so
Oh
far.
yeah.
Yeah, but
Manila, I guess, has more.
yeah,
Metro Manila.
thank you.
Okay. All right.
Oh, one second. So I believe everyone know who just talked, right? That's Nisa from SUN-COR team. Can you say hi to everyone? Hey, Jose, can you say hi to everyone?
Hey, I'm Denisa. So I usually answer some of the questions in our DIY group along with
Okay.
Sir Kuya Nikki.
Hi, Nikki. He's also from SUN-COR team. Yeah, I'm so sorry I start my presentation without introducing everyone.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
All right. Continue with your presentation. Sorry to cut you.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, thank you. And yeah, because I want, we have like so many participants today, but um, any chance they may join it later. So but I don't want to take my presentation too long. So I will try to give you all the information needed and we will go to the Q&A question at the end. So right now, if everyone have any question, please no hesitation to type it on the chat section and we will answer all these questions at the end of the presentation. Okay, thank you everyone. And we talk about a reliable public transportation. I'm gonna show you already about train, subway, buses, and bike trails across the cities. We are multicultural neighborhoods. So in terms of intercultural exchange, we have so many cultural hubs here, like a community for Korean community, Chinatown, Filipino community, Indian community, Asian in general community, and you gonna explore for yourself and by yourself to get your own experience. Okay, but don't worry, we all use English, so we use the same language to help us understand each other. And why we choose Toronto? Because here we have jobs. So talking about work opportunities, about employment arrangements, on-campus jobs, off-campus jobs with co-op, field placement, and the most important thing I believe everyone waiting for, that's a postgraduate work permit. So I should ensure you guys, if you attend to our Northern College Appearance Program, you will be eligible to apply for your postgraduate work permit up to 3 years if you study for a course or program 2 years in length. Okay. And the last reason why we choose Toronto, that's just about jobs, jobs, and jobs. Imagine that on Canada we have 30 to 35 million people, but in Toronto itself have 3 million people, and the GTA area we have 7 million people. So with a huge metropolitan area like that, it creates more jobs other than any areas in Canada, right? This is something we should take into our consideration when deciding to go to Toronto or Canada for studying. And there are so many colleges and universities in Toronto itself, but why we choose Northern College as pure programs? Because right here I have some bullet points gonna show with you guys why we choose Northern College as pure program. Because we focus on quality of education at Pierce. I'm so sorry. As Pierce College of Technology, we focus on quality of education. We make sure the student get the good and great, the best education they have. Because when you guys choose Pierce College of Technology, you have faith in us, and we have to provide you with the best quality of education as we can, right? And it's worth it for your every penny of your hard earning money. We give hands-on experiences with expertise as the instructors, because why we hire our instructors that are expertise who working in the same industries. So we will give you a hands-on experience. Right after graduating from our programs, you'll be ready to go to work. And especially with the co-op programs, with about field placement, you already have a chance, an opportunity to practice and exposure yourself to a real working environment. And that's such a good opportunity for you to prepare for your career path and your career progressions if you already have a really good background in your home country. But with high quality of education, we give it as an affordable tuition fee in Ontario generally, and in Toronto. Our tuition fee is just $15,509 for a 1 year or 2 semester. And you don't need to pay as once. Right after you got your letter of acceptance, you will pay a deposit of $3,000 in 30 days within your LA date, and within 2 months before the starting day of your new intake, you're gonna pay the remaining amount of the first semester tuition fee, which is equal to $5,042. And I believe in that installments payment is very affordable for everyone, especially during the tough time, during this pandemic time. And about the locations, we are right in Toronto and 5 minutes walking from the nearest subway. So it's very easy for you guys and convenient for you to live, to work, to study anywhere in Toronto. And think about jobs, and jobs when you have a great chance to live right in Toronto, in a hot spot of jobs in Canada. And we give you guys on supportive admissions. So how about supportive admissions? LA will be issued in 3 to 5 business days, but you want to know how it works, talk to SUN-COR team. They'll give you answer. Just send us an email about admissions, about requirements. We'll give you an answer, all answer for your admissions concerns. Okay, and we deliver public degrees and certificates, which regulated by Ontario College Association. So don't worry, your degrees and certificate, they are worthwhile in Ontario. PGWP eligibility, as I said before, is a public funded school, so you will get PGWP eligibility right after graduation from our programs. And a special promotion we give to all students from the Philippines, and I believe it's just only students from the Philippines that we waive IELTS. So right now, if you apply, you don't need to submit your IELTS because we waive IELTS, except for nursing programs. Can you remember, if you want to apply for nursing program, that's a must. You need an IELTS. But we accept bilingual tests if you couldn't do an IELTS test right now because of lockdown or this pandemic. You can do an online Duolingo test and we still accept it. For more details, talk to SUN-COR team, okay? And we waive admissions fee, $100 for everyone. Apply during this time for September until next year May intake. And right here, I want to talk about the entrance scholarships. So during this pandemic time, we want to give big support to international students. So we give entrance scholarships for students apply with IELTS. So if you have an IELTS of 6.0 for academic IELTS, you get $500. If you have IELTS of 6.5, you will get $1,000. And the scholarship will be given to you in 20 days after you start your programs. And it's a non-refundable scholarships, no matter how many GPA you may get in your program. It's a one-way scholarship. After 20 days and you qualify with your IELTS certificate, we will give you the scholarship, $500 or $1,000 based on your IELTS scores. And also we have in-program scholarships, we may call academic scholarships. So after you start your programs, your courses from the second semester, you may qualify to apply for in-program scholarships. And the scholarship varies from $300 to $500 to $1,000 to $1,500 to $2,000 based on your based on your qualifications. And the minimum requirements that you need a GPA of 3.5 out of 4 if you want to apply for this in-program scholarships. And you have to achieve a good contribution to the community, to the school, and to your friends. So do your volunteering activities, volunteering jobs, and you'll be qualified to apply for these scholarships. It's very valuable, I promise. Okay. But you know about Canada, you know about Toronto, and about our supportive points give our students. But I may have a question for all you guys. We will know who are you or who you are. You may a high school graduates, but our student join us in the meeting today. We may ready to graduate from your high school, or you already graduated from your high school. Or you may be a degree graduate, which means you already graduated from college or university, or you may both. And depends on your academic qualification, you may choose diploma programs if you finish high school already, or a postgraduate programs if you finish a degree already. But for example, I will give you an example. If you finish a degree in Bachelor of Commerce, for example, in business, but then you think of change your industry after working for 3 to 5 years, you believe that you're good at supply chains, for example, or you'll be good at early childhood education or computer engineering technician. you may apply again for diploma programs right here. And after finish your diploma programs, you may pursue a higher education for postgraduate program. So these are on studying path you may consider. And with diploma programs, right now we have early childhood education with field placement, computer engineering technician, and 3 business courses for accounting, marketing, and general business. So I will talk in more detail with early childhood education because so many students looking for this program and not so many colleges in Ontario in Ontario providing this program to students, and you gonna wait in a long waiting list. But in our school, we give a big support for students from Asia because we want to expand our operation to Asian market. So we give you opportunity and advantage to apply for early childhood education, especially for this September intake or next year January intake. So please take it under your consideration. Okay. On this program, a 2 years program which contain 4 semesters. But with early childhood education, you need to finish 840 hours of field placements besides your studying in classes. On admission, you need to finish your high school, so you have to apply with the degrees and transcript. And the tuition fee I already mentioned before. So I will give you a heads up. If you want to apply for any business course for diploma, think of accounting, marketing, because accounting, we need accountants. It's also in a high demand jobs, always. Marketing, but right now I think the market demands, they're looking for more accountants. So think of a specific business stream you want to study. I'm not going to recommend you to go to business general because it's very general. But just for example, if you think that's good for you, it's also good a program for you to study. Because once again, we give a highest, best quality of education. So believe in on this program is on good for you based on your qualification, your background. Okay. With postgraduate programs, we have these 2 programs. The first row, pre-health sciences and health management and nursing management and leadership. So I will talk in detail these 2 programs later on. But these 2 programs we designed for Filipino students because we believe so many students from the Philippines, you have a background in healthcare, in nursing, and in pre-health science, and you may want to study this program in Ontario to pursue for your licenses to work in nursing areas. We also have information system analysis and international business management program. And right here, the last 2 rows at the bottom, we have supply chain management and events management. So these programs are co-op program. With a co-op program, you will have 3 semesters in class, and the last semester you will have a good chance to go to a company, to work for a company. And fortunately, if you can find a paid job, you can get some money, right? To pay back for your tuition fee, you have to finish 400 hours of working. And the minimum wage in Ontario right now is $14 per hour. So if you can find a minimum wage jobs, you can get $6,000 something to pay off your tuition fee. And another thing about a co-op program that you don't need to pay for a full semester for the last semester. The 4th semester, you will pay for co-op preparation cost only. It's just about $2,800. So you will save around $5,000 on your tuition fee. Along with your salary you may find from your co-op positions, you can save up to $10,000. It looks like you pay for 1 semester pay for 1 year, but you study for 2 years program. So this is something to be considered, okay? As our program have 2 years program, 4 semester. But if you want to study this program, you need a university degrees or college diploma as already. Especially for nursing management, you need to be a registered nurse in your country or in the country where you work. The tuition fee is the same with diploma program, $15,509. It's very affordable for all students. Here, I will talk in detail about early childhood education, our ECE program. So this program is a compromise of theory and field placement. As I said, you have more than 800 hours working in the field placements. So right now you may have a question, how can you find a job with the ECE? Fortunately, we have job fairs every semester for all students, especially students in their third and fourth semester. And with these job fairs very often, like 2 to 3, even 4 job fairs per semester. And the student, you have a good chance to talk with your employers, the potential employers. There are punch employers, like 50 or 60 employers at the same room, and you can talk to them, can show your resume, and you may find your employment. And we make sure all the students get their field placement because that the requirements for them to graduate from the program. And the good thing about this field placement that you may find a job right at the place where you work, where your field placement, right? But make sure you have a love and a passion for children, because working with children in Canada, it may different from other cultures. As right here, like for example, if you have your child, you have your kid, if they like they're not really, they impolite sometimes, right? It makes you mad at them, you're angry, but you can beat them. You have to talk until they understand. So that's a really hard thing. And if you don't have a passion for children, for kids, you couldn't get success in this program, ECE. So it's a really difficult program. So I'm going to show you here, right? You research, plan, and carry out on a full range of program and activities delivered to our children. So after finish this program, there are some job position for you. You may work as educator's assistant in a kindergarten or elementary school or pre-health educators. So many jobs for early childhood education graduates. I'm gonna move on to our newsroom. Sorry everyone if I have a long pause, that which means I have to allow another participant to join with us, right? Because they keep coming at very late time in the last minutes. Here about the supply chains core program, as I said before, a good opportunity for you to find a job after graduation. You work in the area of supply chains and logistics, and you will study about the flow of goods and services from the raw material to final customers, but that from a global perspective, because you may know Toronto is transportation hub in North America. It's not just only for Ontario or Canada itself, for North America, and I believe it's the third biggest hub one in North America area. So on their contribution, goods contribution had to go through to Mississauga, to go through to Toronto in Ontario, and it creates thousands and thousands of jobs related to supply chain and logistics. So with most of you, if you have a business background, you may consider to study supply chains and logistic management. It's a really good program. And remember, this is a core program. So you save your tuition fee, you may earn a potential income with your core field placement. And after finish this program, after successfully graduated, where you work, you may working in a purchasing department, operation department, global sourcing. If you have a qualification and you work um, in this area before in your home country, you may become a manager. Who knows? And here, most of you are waiting for that's about nursing management and leadership and healthcare management program. So this, I have to say, is a hard program. And we have a long waiting list for this program, but we decided mostly for students from the Philippines. So you have your advantage. But if you want to apply for this program, you should have your nursing qualifications. So I will explain here. You need to be a registered nurse from your country, from their country of origin, which means from the country where you live or where you work. You have to be a registered nurse already before applying for this program. And you will study the foundation, leadership, and management in a professional setting to Canadian healthcare systems. After this, you may work for a clinic, a nursing administrator, or public health manager. You can see from here the on manager program, but we still have a team leader program, also assistant positions. So don't be worried, okay? Because I believe some of you may work for 5 years or 10 years back home in these areas already. So you have your experience, but we don't have any license to work in Canada in this field, right? So this is a pathway for you to get those license. If you're not a registered nurse in your country, you may consider pre-healthsciences and healthcare management program. So this just require you to graduate from a program in your country, like health of science or biology, like this related healthcare program in your country. See, you can see from here relevant academic background. So just send all your application, all your documents to the SUN-COR team, and we'll work with our admissions to give you an answer if you qualify for this program or not. Okay. And right here, if you're looking for a stepping stone into a higher education in nursing, in healthcare programs, so this is a good option, a good choice for you. After this, where you work, you can become a healthcare support worker, a patient care assistant, or you're working for a family healthcare worker. Like so many jobs available. And you know about Canada, we have an aging population. So what does it mean? An aging population would mean the population is getting older and older. So it's a good chance for us, for young immigrants to find a job in healthcare system. That's something to be considered, right? So here, I just give you a summary. Students with medical nursing qualification and healthcare background, you can get these courses and in a pathway and a stepping stone for you. And we will give you a good preparation for you to pursue BN or RPN. So PN is practical nurse and RPN is registered practical nurse in Canada. You have to get those license from nursing college in Ontario if you want to become a nurse. And especially you have to be a PR if you want to be a registered nurse, a permanent resident. And you may have a question, it's like a chicken and egg. So which one first? Okay, come here first to study in these programs, and then you may find a job relate a relevant job in a healthcare system, healthcare settings, or in clinic in hospital. And after 1, 2, or 3 years, you may qualify to apply for PR. So after you got your PR, go back to school because then you can save your tuition fee, right? If you PR, you pay with a domestic tuition fee. It's just around 30 to 35% in most schools in Canada. Then you study again for your PN and RPN. So there's good pathway for you instead of go straight forward, because they require PR to be a registered nurse. And especially with IELTS more than 7, if your first language is not English. Okay, remember, and it's gonna widen your employment, but that's about jobs. And I give you some facts. So you can see from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, until 10. This is the 10 positions always in a high demand jobs in Canada and in Ontario. You can see this all from healthcare and nursing, and nurse or pharmacist, occupational therapists on this very high demand. And the fact that with the ECE program, early childhood education, Ontario government, they will invest $1 billion in the next 5 years. And that will create more and more jobs for everyone. Because why? We need more than 9,000 positions every year. But think it's just a few colleges and universities in Ontario provide this program. So it's such a good opportunity for us if we graduate, and we may have a job available for us already, right? With growth rate about 16 to 18% every year for these positions. I talked a little bit about admission process, but I don't think that really necessary. But you may want to know about admission process. So we receive all the international requirements from international students to apply. And what we ask you, contact your local agents, and here contact SUN-COR team. They will assist you with admission process, right? And then we apply to Northern College at Peers campus programs and send a complete application package. So after we receive it, we give you an LA in 3 to 5 business days, and we're working around the clock to give you as fast as we can. So this is a stream for all of you to consider. You receive LA, then you apply for study permit, and I believe all of you may know about this. Just at our SUN-COR team, they will give you answers. Okay. So I just want to show you guys again another video to finish my presentation. And you may choose Northern College at Peers or not, but I just want to say welcome on potential international students to Northern College at Peers programs. So enjoy the show.
Welcome international students to Peers College of Technology, Toronto. You're expected to learn hard.
Today about
Gain
job
your
fairs
hands-on experience.
very often.
But you're also expected to play hard.
It's outdoor activities
To
for
explore
students.
yourself.
From Korean teams, Asian team. There's another event in front of City Hall.
And explore Toronto, a
So there are
dynamic,
Toronto
beautiful,
attractions.
and multicultural city. Once again, thank you for choosing Peers to continue your learning journey. We are Peers, and we will succeed.
So this all information I show you guys already about our programs at Northern College at Peers, and now I'm gonna deliver. I pass to our SUN-COR team to talk about our services give to student, and then we go to the Q&A section. Okay. Oh wow, I see a lot from our chat session. Okay, Nikki, Jose, Denisa. So any of you want to talk about our services to our students? Hi, Nick. Okay.
Hi everyone, how are you guys? This is your Kuya Nikki from the Study Permit Canada DIY and also the co-founder of SUN-COR Unlimited Inc. I would like to thank Brian for this opportunity that you've given to us, Brian. Thank you. It's a very well information that can really help those students from our home country, regarding the Purest Northern College. And just to summary, I mean, Purest Northern College is like uh, Toronto is like the Makati and BGC of Metro Manila. Uh, there's a lot of jobs and there's a lot of what do you call this one of opportunities that can really. It all depends on you and how you establish yourself here in Canada. Like I said, SUN-COR is here to help you guys to make your student dream, I mean, Canada dream as a student going to permanent resident pathway. We will guide you all throughout. At the same time, we personally will keep in hand and touch base with you guys and make sure all the transition from student to PR will guide you as well. And it's a great opportunity for us to tie up with Purest Northern College, especially with the scholarship that they offers. I'm sure there's a lot of Filipino that wants to save more money, and through that scholarship, we can take advantage of them. And yeah, Hershey, do you have anything to add?
I'm just looking at the group chat. There's a question that if I have a master's degree already in the Philippines, am I still qualified for an ECE diploma?
Okay, that's a great
Yeah.
question. So you want me to just answer each questions? It's okay?
Yeah, it's okay. We can.
Yeah. Okay, so if you have a master degree already, but I may have to know in which area, which
So the
industry.
question is from Diane. Diane, what is your master's degree?
Yeah.
They can talk also.
Oh, I believe everyone right now. Sorry, I just give an announcement to everyone because I let everyone can unmute and mute by yourself. So you can unmute when you want to talk. So we just leave a space for people with question, and you can unmute yourself if you want to talk. Okay. So right here, the question from DN.
So her master's is in early childhood education.
Oh.
Then it might be.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not working in immigration about SUN-COR, but based on my experience and working with students, you have to submit with a study plan, right? When you submit even under the SDS program, a regular process program to ask for a visa. So you submit with your study plan and you have to make sense with your background, your potential career path, and your study desire. If you already have master in early childhood education and now you apply for another program in early childhood education, but as a diploma level, so it's a lower level with your
like a
study,
downgrade.
your career path. Yeah, it's such a downgrade. Your study. Yeah. So and the visa officer may raise a question because they they don't see a degree from the Philippines is less important is lower than a degree in Canada. They believe they're the same. It's just different from a level. So this is a level of a master and this is a level of diploma. It couldn't make any sense if you study at the same industry. So I may give you suggestion. You may apply for another program, and then when you come to Canada, you may change to your desired program. So I think this answer would be from our SUN-COR team.
Yeah, actually, Brian, that's sorry to cut you off. Yeah, For SUN-COR is an international education consultancy. So we really help you plan what program that really suits you. Regarding a master's degree in the Philippines, it's going to be a downgrade. I mean, you need to be assessed first from ICA also. You need to have your credential assessed from West or ICAS. It's an educational credential assessment. What is the equivalent of your master's degree in the Philippines? What is the Canadian equivalent for that one? But yeah, like what Brian said, if it's the same program, why study? What we can do, we can offer is change your pro. There's a lot of health-related programs like the nursing leadership, and then you can start from there. Like what Brian said, once you get your what do you call this one, your visa approved, you can always change your program once you're here in Canada.
Yeah. Maybe you apply for pre-health science, right? And healthcare management. It's a postgrad program. It's something to be considered. Yeah, and then when you come here, you may change to early childhood education. Maybe just study for a license, I think.
Yeah, Brian, there's another question from Maylene.
Yeah,
I hope, I hope we answer your question. If you not, please follow up a question again. But I have another question from Maylene
yeah.
Onkit. What would be the best program for a registered nurse in Saudi and plus 50 years? I'm already 50 years old with almost 20 years of job experience as an entry program for resident pathway. So basically, there's no limit actually for studying. It would be a different story in how to for the permanent resident pathway. Like I said, there's a lot of ways how to become permanent residents, but we need to. We have an immigration agency partner also with SUN-COR. You can book a consultation for it, and we can help you out help you plan the best way how to transition from student to PR.
Mm-hmm.
There's no limit as an international student. There's no limit in studying.
There's no age limit.
Yeah, there's no age limit. Just like even if you're 50 years old.
Yeah.
So
that's a good point.
There's no one pathway. Like it's not a cookie cutter answer for what pathway is best for you, because it will all depend on your age is a factor, your credentials, and your your English exam. There are a lot of factors to be considered. So there's no like one straight answer for that.
Yeah. I can give you one example that this is a real story. Like one student went to a college here and became a nanny to one family, and that family sponsored that student to become a nanny or a caregiver nanny, and then the student was transitioned from student to become a caregiver nanny. So that's one option also for that situation that you have. But then I said there's a lot of ways how to become permanent resident. You just need to know what path that applies to you, and SUN-COR will help you with that one. And you can book a consultation, or you can just PM us, Denise and me, and we can help you out.
Yeah.
So I type our email in chat group. It's info@sun-cor.com. So if you have follow-up questions, or if you want to get assessed, you can send us an email there, and we can book your assessment.
Yeah, I think that's the best question. Oh no, sorry, and the best answer as well, because we don't have a cookie answer for any question, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, especially this one had to be solved case by case.
Yes,
based
exactly.
on qualifications of the participant.
If it worked for us, it might not work for you. You might have a different pathway.
Yeah.
So it's hard to give an answer.
But if we skip the resident pathway about the program, with your registered nurse, you can apply for nursing management and leadership and healthcare management, right? It's a postgraduate program. She also can apply for that, and you come here study. And it is said after you're working for 1, 2, 3 years, because after a 2 years program, you are eligible to apply for a postgraduate work permit up to 3 years. So if you have 3 years, you may working along with your back home experiences, you can apply for PR. So many pathway to be a PR, right? Okay, I think we should move on to another question.
Yeah. Another question, Brian, is if so you said you need to be a registered nurse in your like either in your home country or in the country where you're currently working.
Yeah.
But do you need to be practicing?
Register.
So some people are registered nurse, but they're not working as nurse, or they just they stop working, but they just renew their license.
Yeah. So the best answer is send your applications. We will consider with our admissions, right? Because again, it's case by case. It may different from the Philippines and Africa country. For example, someone work in Vietnam or work in Indonesia, so they have a different regulations about registered nurse and how to be a registered nurse, right? So just send application to SUN-COR team, and we work on that.
Okay. So we'll if they send their requirements, we send it to admissions team, and then they will assess.
Yeah, for sure. And
Okay.
we'll give you an answer right away because it's just some prerequisites conditions, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it not qualified, how could we process with the rest of the application, right?
But I mean, one thing I know, Brian will find a way.
Oh, thank you. So another question from Aritha. Is clinical experience in nursing needed or required? Last time I worked as a nurse was already 10 years ago.
Yeah, I think this is the question that we answered earlier.
Yeah, we answered this already, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Oh, Melon says thank us a lot. And who is the contact person? So you already typed your email here?
Yeah, for after LOA, once we receive the letter of acceptance from Pures, next step will be applying for a visa. Like I said, for the SUN-COR, we also offer visa assistance. Just to let you know, SUN-COR, we are a group of students as well who became permanent residents here in Canada. And
so we're formal international students that are now PR and currently waiting for our citizenship.
Yeah, and actually, our partners, we are also partnered to an immigration consultant, which is also a previous student as well, an international student who become PR and then now a licensed immigration consultant. So through SUN-COR, we can also offer our visa assistance as well.
Yeah. So you after the LOA, if you like to read a lot, then you can go DIY. That's why we have the Student Permit Canada DIY PH group. So you can do a lot of readings there. But if some people who are working, they don't have time or they're not confident to do their own application, we're also here to help, and we can do the application for you. We also have that service available.
Yeah, don't forget to also join the Student Permit Canada DIY PH web, the Facebook forum. Everything, I mean, all the success stories DIY will be shared also there. And if you have any questions, you can also post there. And yeah, where we can have also the success students share their experiences also.
Yeah. Did you just answer the question who will process the the student permit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And another question, as a part of SUN-COR, we also have a different pathway and now PR.
Yeah, that's one of our students. We helped them become permanent resident. Now, actually, they're joining just to also get information from the college because they wanted to refer to Northern College also.
Yeah. So because we don't have any more questions, so I may share a story. How to become a permanent resident in Canada, right? Because everyone have different stories. But I believe this is the final like the final goal for everyone to go here to study, and they want to stay, have a better life, or have a different life. So you can come here first as a student and study for a diploma or postgraduate program. So it's really good if you already have your master back home or your any degree back home. Is you will get more points with your express entry profile, right? And you come here to study, and especially if you study in Canada itself, you can get another 15 points for your express entry. So you study in Canada, you graduate, and you have 3-year work permits. For example, we work for 1 year. 1 year you may get another 50 points. Another 2 years you may get 60 to 80 points. It depends on the level of job you're working, and NOC, O, A, or B.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and if you already have some qualified working experience back home, you have more points with your express entry profile. And right now, I have a good news for everyone because the express entry points is decreasing, right? It's
Yeah,
decreasing.
the last draw was 437.
Oh, really? Yeah. And
That's
everyone
for
noticed. Yeah,
Canadian experience class.
yeah, because now they draw for Canadian experience class only. So this is something to consider, because why the government they just draw the people from Canadian class, because if they allow for more student, no, sorry, more immigrants for foreign skilled worker to come to the country, they may take jobs, because jobs right now is very competitive, right? We have more,
And,
we have
and I think
so
it's
many jobs,
because,
but it's still competitive even under the pandemic.
yeah.
So many people losing job. But the story may be different after 2 years after you graduate from the programs. The economy are recover, say full recover, and you have thousand million jobs at that time, right? Who knows? But right now they allow for people with working experience in Canada for Canadian experience class. So which means if you have uh, studying qualification here in Canada and you're working here, is a big advantage in comparison to other foreign skilled worker from outside of Canada, right? So consider to come here to study, get more point with your express entry, and try to find a job after graduation is the most important thing. Get your employment, and then you'll be qualified. It's as a backup plan for yourself. You qualify for either way to apply for PR. So many pathways, right?
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
like Brian, for SUN-COR, we will not. I mean, the SUN-COR team, we will not just plan for your student. We will guide you to your PR path that really suits you. So from day one, once you arrive here in Canada, from day one, you already know what to do. What is your path for PR? Because that's our mainly goal is not only for studying or upgrading our studies to become permanent residents also. So yeah, we can SUN-COR team really can guide you through your PR path.
Yeah, especially you guys have your own experience
Yes.
from in the first place. So it's such
Yeah.
an example, a model
Me
example,
and
right?
Denise we become permanent resident in 2 years time.
Yeah.
So we didn't wait for our PGWP actually to
So
become
for
permanent resident.
us, my husband is the one who studied. On his third semester, we already got our invitation to apply. And then we submitted our application for like all the requirements for a PR. So when his PGWP came out, our PR came out a week after.
Wow.
So he did not need to use his PGWP anymore. So
Oh,
that was because I was the open work permit holder. So I was already working. I worked for a year, which qualified us to apply for the Canadian Experience class.
okay. So now based on your story, I may give a pathway for everyone. I just suggested pathway. So if you guys in a couple are ready to be a couple, for example, you have your partner in law and now you get marry them. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
for example, if you're a couple, have two person. So think about let's one of two come here to study, right?
Mm-hmm.
But with a lower academic background, come here to study because that will make more sense for your study plan to apply for a visa. Come here first, and then get your spouse come here under the open work permit, right?
Yep.
And that's one. They have a higher background and good working experience. They make easier to find a job without Canadian qualification, academic qualification, right? Without Canadian degrees or diploma, they may find a job because they have open work permit with the length.
That's the same thing with me, Brian.
Equal, yeah,
My
equal
wife was
your
the student,
length of
and I was
study.
the open work permit. So
Yeah.
I just gained a 1 year work experience. At the same with Denise, we apply under CEC, and I mean the good thing with us, we took the risk going to a private college with no PGWP.
Oh,
Yeah,
But their move was very risky.
yeah, it was a risky one,
yeah,
but it was a wrong move. But we took the risk because we had a plan already. That just in case my wife, I mean, we didn't get the PR, my wife needs to move to a public college. But we save a lot of money because private is more cheaper. But nowadays it's difficult to take the risk.
And
yeah.
also we had experiences where if it's hard to get approved,
Yeah,
visa approval is hard now for private colleges.
yeah, that's the challenge right now.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
we don't recommend going to private colleges because
First
of the
is you
risk.
don't have a PGWP after you graduate, so it's either you just go home after you study, or if you still have funds, then you have to move to a private college.
Or
Sorry, public college.
yeah,
So you will get a PGWP
yeah.
after.
So it's better for them to apply for Northern College at Pierce
Yeah,
program, right?
Northern College
It's
at
a
Pures, because
yeah,
I
it's a
believe
public program.
in Toronto itself, you guys have the cheapest tuition fee, because your 15,509 is all in.
Yeah. Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Everything
I couldn't mention that's all included with your medical insurance.
insurance is
Yeah.
included. Yeah.
Yeah.
And not only that, the co-op programs, it will cost you less on your third on your last semester, right, Brian?
Yeah. Instead of they pay for $7,000 for the last semester, they will pay around 3,000. So they can save around 4,000.
So Brian, because we're saying it's 15,509 per year. So people may think for a 2-year program it would be 31,018. So
It's
if
not.
it's a 2-year program, how much do they need to pay? Like how much is the total investment for a
Um,
2-year program since they have co-op?
okay, so I'll give you so this is estimated calculation
Yeah,
right now
estimated.
because the tuition fee is subject to change without notice. It's
Yeah.
the same thing with other school, but right now we keep the tuition fee as low as possible for the last few years, and we may continue with that. So I don't
Because
promise
I
on
think
the tuition fee, but right now,
every time, sorry to cut you. Every time we say it's 15,509 a year, people will say, "Oh, I just want to get a 1-year program because I cannot afford 31,000 for 2 years."
yeah. So $15,509, like 15,500 is a 1 year up to semester.
Yes.
For example, if they study early childhood education, right? It's a 2 year, 4 semester. So we have to multiply by 2, and that's $31,000. No more, no
Okay.
less. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
I thought you said the co-op is
no.
like.
That's obvious for the 2 years program, but ECE is not a co-op program.
Oh, okay.
Okay, ECE not. We only have 2 co-op programs that are supply chain management, a postgrad program, and another postgraduate program with a co-op semester that's an event management.
Okay.
So yeah, only 2 programs.
Okay, so if it's supply chain management, how much would be their tuition for 2 years?
I have so many Filipino students apply for supply chain management. Yeah. So they pay the first 2 semester the 15,500 9,000, and the third semester is gonna be 8,042 $8,4,200 because with insurance for the whole year, right? So $8,042 plus 15,509 for the first year, and the last semester is gonna be $2,835. So they pay $26,386.
Wow, that's the cheapest.
So how much again? Sorry, 23,000.
$26,386.
$26,386. Okay, I'm just putting it in the chat group so that people would see the amount.
And okay, so that's basically they pay, right? But with a co-op program, we may have a potential earning with a co-op program, right? We have to take in account all the possibilities. So let's say they have 1, 2, 3, 4 months to go to work for $400. No, sorry, for 400 hours, but maybe work full time because they eligible to work full time for 4 months for their co-op placement, right? So they work 4 months, and for 16 weeks with 40 hours per week, they work for 640 hours. And if they earn a minimum wage in Ontario right now for $14 an hour, they're gonna earn $8,960, right?
$8,960.
$8,960. So let's say they pay 26,386 minus 8,960. So if they've luckily to get a co-op job with a paid job for $14, then they just need to pay for their tuition fee $17,426.
Yeah, because it makes sense because they will just study for 3 semesters and they can work full time on the co-op.
Yeah, so the full-time co-op, they get the money and pay off for the tuition fee, and then you pay 17,000. So look at a number, you pay 17,400 something dollars for a 2 years program. It's not like just 1 year from other colleges, right?
Ryan, there's a good question here. Does the Northern College or the Purest Northern College help find an employer for co-op programs?
Okay, it's a really good question. And I'm gonna give you not really good answer for your question because we give you opportunity to find job, and we prepare for you to find a job for your co-op. No schools promise to student to put a job in their hands. You know what I mean?
Okay, so you refer the students.
Yeah, that's why we have so many networks, because we have instructors that work in the industries. So you have networking, and we was established from 2007. So we have connections and relationship with so many employers in the areas. So we will have job fairs for all students from the second and third semester. So many job fairs per semester, like 3 or 4 job fairs per semester with 50 to 60 employers, and they have changed. And we also have a workshop to show them how to write your resume, how to prepare yourself for an interview with your employer, and yeah, like I'll give them a great preparation for their job arrangement, and they have a chance and opportunity to find a job by
Yeah.
themselves.
The good thing with the co-op is there's a big chance for them to be
To be
absorbed by
absorbed.
by the
Yeah,
company, and those are skilled job already, right? And
yeah,
then it will help them out, for their finances already because they've been working already
yeah,
since the last semester,
yeah,
right? And also for their PR work experience as well. So it's good. Like
yeah. They
those
have
co-ops
chance
are
to
really
expose themselves to a real working environment, right?
Mhm.
Because I'm gonna give you an idea. Everyone, no one understands an international student rather than an international student. And to be honest, I was an international student from another country as well as you guys, right? I'm studying for a postgraduate program because I already had my master degree back home. So I study for a postgraduate program, right? And that's also a co-op program. So how I find my co-op job? I apply for more than 100 positions. Could you imagine that? Just for only one position for co-op, but I have to apply for more than 100 positions, and it dropped to 40 emails. They replied to me 40 emails, and I got into 10 uh, call interview, phone interview through the phone for 10 employers, and then it dropped to 5 employers asked me to go for in-person interviews, and I get two offers eventually for my job. So you can see the percentage. I apply for 100 positions, then I get 2 job offers, around 2%. But that's for my case, my situation. Everyone different. Someone may very lucky they got a job offer right away for the first position they apply for, right? Who knows? Depends on your preparation. But what I said here, what's my point? We have to find a job ourselves because we know our capacity, we know our qualifications, we know which we're good at, right? To apply for. The schools, they give us a good preparation, but they couldn't give you a job in your hands,
Yeah.
right? You
Mhm.
find a job by yourself with a good preparation from the school prepare for you.
Yeah. So just to reiterate, Pures will not hand over the job to you. You have to apply for it, but Pures have job fairs
yeah, they
where
will
you can
recommend
find
you.
employers for your co-op, and they do train you for interviews. And
Yeah,
do you do resume writings also?
we have counselors, we have a jobs counseling session. So just raise your hand. You're in school, right? It's a democratic environment. Just raise your hand, send an email to student services, said, oh, I am so shy to go for interview. I need to be prepared. So let's come to student services. Come to
Oh,
our jobs counselor. We give you that preparation, right?
that's good. That's a good support for your students.
Yeah. So that's why we have a very supportive student services. And another, like the second part of the question, is there a GTA requirement?
Oh, it's a GPA requirement.
Oh, GPA requirement to qualify for co-op or is available for Azerbaijan? Okay, again, co-op is a requirement you have to obtain
Yeah,
if you want to graduate from a programs. It's a must, right?
So there's no grade requirement. You have to
Yeah,
do co-op.
yeah, you have to do co-op.
Mhm.
It's when the time comes, you have to go out there for your job.
it's like an on-the-job training.
Yeah, it's like OJT in the Philippines.
Yeah,
So like for our OJT, we also have to find our own employer
Yeah,
yeah,
but the
that is
good thing
approved by the school.
with this one, this you can find a paid co-op.
Hmm.
yeah, the
You can
pet
earn
Here,
co-op.
money already.
Yeah.
they pay you for co-op. Not all employers do, but most employers would pay for
Actually,
co-op.
most of the employers here in Toronto preferred co-op because they
Yeah,
save some money about regarding taxes. for that one. Yeah, I mean, I just
Right.
figured it out for someone from my company. We hired a lot of co-op students.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's
Same with our school, because
yeah,
I'm a
I figure
teacher.
I just asked the HR why we're hiring a lot of co-op. They said that it's one way of helping the community, helping the public college,
Yeah.
and that's the main goal. But basically, they want to save money rather than hiring people.
Okay.
And eventually, they will
Stop
get hired.
talking about the bad side.
No, it's
Okay.
not a bad side. It is good. It is good that
Yeah.
they preferred more students to work rather than uh,
So based on
For
my
you guys have
experience
opportunities, right?
for co-op, like I'm a teacher. So I work for schools. I'm a special education teacher. So every year we would get co-op students because the government gives funding to our school to hire co-op students.
Oh,
That funding is only to fund the co-op salary. That's why most company would get, especially in the educational field, most
yes.
company would get co-op students every year
mhm.
because they get government funding for it.
Oh yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
no matter what, they have a fund, so they have to spend it.
Yeah.
And yeah, and one more thing, that's about program structure. So you may know we have with a co-op program, right? The last semester will be a co-op term for you to go to work. And if you was lucky, you would have that job position waiting for you after graduation because you don't need to go back to school again. After finish your co-op, we will give you transcript and graduation letter and waiting for your convocation, party, right? For your graduation event. So that's why you can keep working at a company you work for a co-op. Is there a good structure in comparison to other programs? You may have to go back to school for another semester in class. So no employers will keep that position for you and wait for another 4 months for you to come back to work at that position, right? Because that was my situation. I was in a co-op at the second semester, and at the third semester, my last semester, I went back to school to study.
Yeah.
So then I lost that position because when I asked that company again, my position already fulfilled with other employees. Yeah. So if you, this is a really good chance for you guys will study with a co-op at the last term, then you can keep working at that company.
And to add with the co-op option, this is the best time you really prove yourself to the company,
Yeah.
so that they will absorb you. And as Filipinos, we're already skilled. We just need to show them that what really our capabilities are. And once you are inside the company, it's easy for us to move to tell them our skills, to show them our skills. And usually Filipino are getting absorbed. I'm just basing on my experience. And for people who shared during their co-op time, they already been offered full-time jobs already.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that's very good how you uh, do your co-op programs to be put the co-op section in the last semester rather than put it in between, like what you
Yeah.
What you
the
experience.
example.
Yeah. Yeah. That
Okay.
was my experience. Yeah.
Do you have any questions still?
There's one more question. Like, if I get a 2-year program, is it a 3-year PGWP? So 1-year program gives you 1-year PGWP. 2 years program gives you 3-year PGWP.
Yeah, and that's based on the CIC website.
Yep.
You can
Yeah.
find everything in the CIC website. Yeah, I mean, there's a question before, like, how about if I go one program and then take another 1-year program? So I have two 1-year program. How many years of PGWP will I get? Have that experience, Brian? So a student went a 2 1-year program.
Mm-hmm. One
And
year program. Two
So
one program, right?
two 1-year programs. So it's also a
Okay, yeah.
2-year program in the end.
As I remember, if you study for two 1-year programs with the gap between two programs less than 150 days, and you need a letter from one of, if they're the same school, that's fine. But if you study 2 years, two 1-year programs from two different schools, you need a letter from each school to show that you finish the 1-year program from that school, and then you finish another 1-year program from this school with a gap between two programs less than 150 days. And a CAC officer will consider your case as a combination of two 1-year program and consider it as a 1-2-year programs. Then they still you're still eligible to apply for PGWP up to 3 years.
3 years, right? Up to 3
Yeah.
years.
So that's the best circumstance if you study 1-year program and then you study another 1-year program at the same institution, right? Because if you study at a different DLI institution, you may raise a concern for the visa officer and IRCC officer. They have to check with both institutions to make sure which day you start, which day you finish, and is it a gap more than 150 days or not, right?
Yeah, it has to be within 150 days.
Because in our school, in our college, we see so many students, like we still have some students that study for 1-year program. And at the second semester, we go in class to give them a consultant. They may choose another 1-year program at the same school, which means at our college, to be qualified to apply for a 2-year work permit, right?
Okay, Brian, there's a question. What's the usual school schedule in college?
The usual schedule is based on your programs. It don't have a regular one, but I would say you will study from Monday to Friday, and with some programs, we have to study on Saturday. Yep.
So currently we have a student, SUN-COR has a student in Northern College at Pures who's taking supply chain management, and her schedule is 3 times a week.
Oh, she's studying online.
Yeah, right now it's online, right?
Yeah, it's online. Yeah.
It's three times a week.
Right now it's online.
Mm-hmm.
Studying online and distant learning is some people don't like it because some students, they still love the interaction between themselves and their classmates and the instructors, right? But some, if they have family and they have children and kids, they think, oh, that's totally fine. They can take care of your family while studying and don't need to come to Canada. Very soon, just stay at home and study for 1 or 2 years, 2 semesters, and then come to Canada. They can save so much from cost of living in Canada as well.
So Brian, is September intake still fully online? September intake. So September 2020 will still be full online.
September intake is online for new students.
For new students,
yeah. Returning students, if they have a chance to come to Canada, they can study in campus, like with some subjects. It's not on because some subjects require them to study at a lab room. Yeah, so they have to go to school.
Okay.
Yeah, with some subjects, some courses, not all. Yeah, but mostly online, and everyone can see it from our website. We have a announcement on our website for fall programs. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So everyone can consider if you think it's enough time for you to apply for a visa, and you can apply for September and study online in the Philippines beside your loved ones and ready for January intake to come to Canada to enjoy the first winter in Canada.
Yeah. So, but for those who want to pursue September intake, I think the only option we have now is to do the SDS pathway, right? Kuya Nikki?
Uh,
SDS, right?
the SDS, the study student direct stream, because of the duration of the application.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of delays of application now.
Yeah,
Sometimes the regular stream, it takes more than 3 months now. Some of them even applied during March. Until today, there's no update yet. So eventually they just move into January intake.
Yeah, January intake would be the best for.
Yeah, for regular stream. But if you do SDS, but the thing with SDS is, since if you have IELTS already, since IELTS right now is closed, you can do SDS. But if you don't have IELTS, we would recommend to do January intake to do regular stream.
Yeah, but I think it's just about the money, the payment we have to pay for the IELTS exam, right? Because I believe on Filipino student, if you use English as your medium, learning medium at your school, you will be fine with IELTS exam. And most of Filipino students I know, they have IELTS from 7 or at least 6.5 and above, right?
In Brian, 6.5 IELTS will give them $1,000 scholarship, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. So okay, think of this. You take an IELTS exam for $300 fee, right? But then you get your scholarship for 1,000, so you still have $700 in hand.
Yeah, $700 of earnings.
Yeah. See, during the pandemic, we appreciate every penny, right? $700 is not cheap.
And then if their IELTS score is 6.0, they get 500.
Yeah, $500. It's still
So
good.
they have a $200 earning for that.
Yes. Oh, we still have participant coming after 90 minutes of meeting. Okay, so Nick and Hersey, you guys please send an email to everyone, because we know everyone emails, right? Yeah, just send email, and some of them, if they don't have a chance to come a live meeting with us, they can watch from a recording, and I think we will post it on SUN-COR website, right? On SUN-COR Facebook page. Yeah.
Do we still have time for this last question? So this will be our last question. Do you accept college undergraduate? So in the Philippines, when we say undergraduate, is we did not finish our bachelor's. So
that was already
if you go
answered.
to college, you only did 1 year of college instead of finishing the 4 years.
Actually, yeah, that was already answered.
So it will be college. They would consider as a college, right?
You mentioned that the minimum that they can do is high school graduate, right? They can do diploma programs.
Yeah, diploma programs for
high school graduate in the Philippines.
High school graduate, yes.
There was a misconception for other agency in the Philippines that they need to have a degree in order for them to apply for study permit, but it's not, right? The minimum requirement for, especially for pures, is just high school graduate, and they can apply for a diploma
program. Yeah,
and even that they can also bundle it with a postgraduate, right, Brian? Take a 1-year diploma program, and after that, take another postgraduate program.
Okay, I may give you explanation right here. It's kind of around. So if you graduate from high school, you'll be qualified to apply for a diploma program, right? But if you want to apply for postgraduate program, you have to get a degree from your college or university back home already.
Ryan, the question is, so after, let's say I took a diploma program in Pures.
Yes.
And I finished that diploma program. Can I apply for a postgraduate?
Of course, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, because the requirement, the admission requirements for postgraduate program, you graduate from a diploma or from a degree, right?
Okay, so a
Yeah.
diploma or a degree
Yes.
can lead to postgraduate.
Yes, yes, of course.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you can study for a postgraduate program.
Okay.
I give you an example. So you may study for business general, for example, a diploma, right? And then you can apply for postgraduate supply chain, for example, international business analysis and management. Yeah, for example, it's a postgraduate program as well.
Okay,
But
Brian, is pre-health diploma? Pre-health science, is it a diploma program?
pre-health science 1 year is a diploma program.
Okay, so Razel, so if you're undergraduate from the Philippines, you can take pre-health.
Yeah, pre-health science. But because most of students, they're looking for a 2 years program. So
Yeah, so I think
yeah,
she can bundle the pre-health and then take another 1-year program
yeah. So
or take a
maybe
postgraduate after.
in your case, if you are college undergraduate from the Philippines, you can apply for pre-health science and healthcare management, like the 2 years program. We will consider your application. They are just send your application, and we will consider for admissions, right? And give you a best option with your situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Max have another.
Yeah, I already lodged my application last March 19 and got my LOA on February. Since it was a regular stream, I didn't get for approval yet. Is this for September intake, Mark?
Oh, 1 second. This he's already applied for our program.
Yeah, I
Did
don't
you
know.
apply at Pure's?
You applied Northern College of Peers program. Lodge, and I don't really understand lodge. Yes, September intake. Is
Oh,
it
and you
our
want to
student? Is it
defer?
our student?
I'm not.
Mark, you did apply in Pierce, Northern College, right?
No, he said yes, September intake.
No. Oh.
Oh, this is a different school.
So I think
Oh,
you would have.
okay, yeah. So that's different story. You have to ask your school or ask your
Yeah.
agent, right? If not
Yeah.
through Western Cross team, you have to ask your agent
Yeah.
if they can defer you to another intake or not. If they still have a slot to defer you to the following intake or not. Yeah,
Yeah.
it depends on the school.
By the way, Brian, I have another question because this is a concern with most of the students just because of this COVID crisis.
Yeah.
Just in case they were asking regarding refund process, just in case they change the plan because of the COVID crisis right now, right? Would you refund their fees with no admin fees when that's the refund? For example, they change their mind because of the COVID crisis. They can't do anything. They're financially need.
Okay, so this I have to really I have to give an answer. It may not satisfy everyone because the COVID and this pandemic is beyond our control, right? So even with other like flight company, anything, it's beyond our control. So under these circumstances, we just give the refund with if anyone get denial with their visa. If we get a visa refusal, we give refund. But if you change your mind, it's on you. So we still have to charge a admission fee. Well, if you withdraw before the intake start, right?
So you
And
still
how
give it.
much is the admission fee, Brian?
So it's on our website. Everyone has seen from our. We have full refund policy from our website. Okay, so here we have a refund policy for international student. So we have two cases. If you get a visa denial, we give you a refund, but a full refund of tuition fees will be assessed minus $500 administration fee and $50 wire transfer. So which means 550 if you get visa denial. Okay, but in case college withdrawal, if you change your mind and you want to withdraw, you can apply for withdrawal within 10 days of the term start, and withdrawal would not be granted after the 10th day. 1 second, and how much you have to pay. Here, a non-refundable fee of $1,859.96 plus the bank charges will be withheld for all students who request a withdrawal. I will copy this link to the chat session and you can find yourself an answer. And honestly, it would be this is the same with all colleges and university. Because you know why we have to charge that much? When you get an LOA, right? We have to prepare a seat in our classes for you, potentially. We have to prepare instructors and so many things. So if you change your mind, you don't need to go to college anymore, or you go to another college, we couldn't pay anything back in time. We still have to pay for opportunity costs. So that's why it costs you almost $2,000 if you withdraw when you change your mind. So please carefully think before applying. And I don't think this pandemic gonna last forever. Anyone, just don't be serious about this pandemic. The world economy has to be recovered soon. If not, we're gonna die before we get infected by this virus because no jobs, right? Nothing else.
Yeah, but Brian, just to summary that one, if they got denied and they wanted to do a refund, it's $550 charged,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. For
But if they
admission,
change their mind and I want to move to another school and they already paid, and they change their mind after 10 days, before 10 days before intake starts,
within 10 days.
yeah, they need to pay
Yeah,
the $1,000, right?
1,800 something. Let me
Yeah,
1,900.
almost 2,000,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Okay, that's good. There's another question here. Is there any other fees aside from the tuition fee deposit?
Okay.
I think that's all in, but like what you mentioned, the 15,509 is everything is there already.
Is there any other fees aside the tuition fee deposit? So you can draw up to our chat session and you can see. Okay, like for example, the first 2 semesters will be $15,509, right? But right after you got your LOA, within 30 days, you have to pay a deposit of $3,000, and this deposit will be deducted to your tuition fee. So no worry, that's for deposit to accept and confirm your attendance with the LOA. And in 2 months before your intake starts, for example, if you study for September, the intake will start from September 15th. So you have to pay the rest of the first semester tuition fee, which is $5,042 before July 15th, 2 months before your intake starts. So $5,042 plus 3,000 deposit. So totally that's $8,042. That's your first semester tuition fee. and it's already included with your medical insurance for the whole year, for the first year. And if you pay your tuition fee already, but you can't come to Canada, like for example, you keep staying home and study online, we will hold your fee for the insurance, because it couldn't activate it if you're not here in Canada, right? When you're back home, and this money will be used for your next year insurance fee if you go to Canada, if you come in Canada.
Thank you, Brian. There is another question. Is there any different fee when the tuition fees for online class? Because we're doing online class. Is there like a different? I mean, is the fee lowered or is it the same fees at all?
It is same tuition fee, $15,590, because we still have to hire instructors for your studies, right? All the cost is the same. So they're the same tuition fee. But no worry, you know what? Because why our tuition fee is more affordable than other colleges? Because we don't add up with so much student services fee. We don't have so much student services fee in that tuition fee. It's all inclusive, but it's not much for student services. So if you come here or you stay home, you still get the same. But when you come here, you have more interaction with your classmates and your instructors, and experience yourself in this environment in Canada, and that's it. So don't be worried. This you asked a question, is there any other fees aside the tuition fee deposit? As I answered already, right? To
Yes.
sure. And another question about, maybe it was this question already.
Yeah, that's the question.
Oh, okay, yeah, I just answered.
And for online classes are only allowed during this pandemic, and you can only take 50% of your program online. So if it's a 1-year program, you can only take 1 semester online. The other semester, you have to come here to Canada. So let's say you're taking an online class in September, and then by January, things didn't go back to normal and it's still online. You have to defer, like from what I understand from the CIC website, is the college would have to defer you to the next intake for you to be here. You cannot take your program 100% online.
Yeah.
If you take it 100% online, you won't be eligible for PGWP.
Yeah.
It's only 50% online. So if it's a 2-year program, you can take 1 year online. If, let's say, September intake is online and by January intake, the platform is still online, then you can take September and January online if you are doing a 2-year program. But if it's just for 1-year program, only September can be online, and you would have to wait for the intake where you can come here to Canada to do it in class.
Yeah, and no students wants that, right?
Yeah.
They want to come to Canada as fast as possible to get the spouse and the kid to come with them. Yeah.
I don't know if it's if the border is open, because I heard some of the students already tried to come into Canada, but
They were refused.
Yeah, right now we allow for students with a visa got before March 18th to come.
But if the school doesn't require you to be in campus, you get refused at the border. You have to go back to your home country.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, so for pures, I think if there are classes that are blended meaning some are online, some are in school, Northern College at Pures will give you a letter to state that you need to be in Canada to attend certain classes. But if you don't have that letter, it's up to you if you want to take the risk at the border.
I don't want to lose my flight ticket.
It's a free ticket going home.
Yeah.
So
Um,
that's only for during that's only during this pandemic. So we don't know what will be the new, because every day CIC is really not every day, like more often CIC is releasing new rules. So we just have to be updated with that. So when you join our student permit Canada DIY PH group in Facebook, we post updates there from CIC so that our students would know what are the new rules.
By
Okay,
the way,
so
just to add with PGWP, just an FYI to everyone that the PGWP is only offered once. Even if you started, 1 year and took a 1 year PGWP and then study again, you will not be able to get another PGWP. So
yeah,
that's why
because
it's very important to plan.
yeah,
yeah, you have to plan your journey from the start. So PGWP is a once in a lifetime
Yes.
visa granted, a work permit granted to you. Because for you to apply for a PGWP, it says that you should you should not have applied for a PGWP before. So
yeah.
if you already had a PGWP before, you cannot apply for another
It's
PGWP.
a confused condition, right? Yeah, just
Yeah.
only one time. So I know some student after they study for 2 year diploma, no 2 year, no sorry, after they study, yeah, for diploma or university already 2 year, and then they apply for BGWB. You know what I mean? They got 3 years, and then they go back to school and study for postgraduate.
Yeah.
So if they,
Expecting that would get another.
no, but if you study for the postgraduate program 1 year, which means you lost your 1 year in your work permit, and you just only have 2 year left, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So you're not gonna apply for another 1 year from your postgraduate program, and you still have 3 years work permit. No, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, just
Yeah.
only one in your lifetime. I have
Okay.
a question here at the bottom. Would like to also seek for your advice for the second course that fixed for international business management.
I think we answered it because the question is if I
Oh
take
yeah.
two online course. So
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I needed
So
to comment.
should we wrap things up?
Yeah, I think so. It's almost 2 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was good. It's a
Great.
good.
So guys, if you have any questions, you can email info@sun-core.com, or if you're interested to study at Pure's, Northern College at Pure's, you can email us your requirements, which is a copy of your passport, a copy of your high school
Credentials.
diploma and Form 137. If you're a college graduate, your university or college diploma and TOR. And please indicate which program you're interested in and for which intake.
Yeah, and just to add, if you have IELTS, please don't forget for the
For the
the free
scholarship.
money for the free money that yours are giving.
Yeah.
Free
So
money for your IELTS.
so maybe I will share with our team about list of programs for September. I believe we already have, right?
Yeah, we
Let's
have the
go with
list.
them. Yeah. So every student asking, we just send to them, and this video we post it again on SUN-COR Facebook page. Every student can access to this video to see what was happened at our meeting. Oh, thank you guys. Very informative session. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Thank
Okay,
you,
thank you
everyone left.
guys.
Yay,
Bye.
bye.
Yeah, goodbye. Have a good night. Bye bye. Thank you, SUN-COR. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Jose.
You're welcome, Brian.
And
Thank
thank
you
you,
as well.
everyone.